throughout the rest of the week.
読み方、検索し、リダックス。あ、おはようございます。
Make sure to keep those donations coming in, folks, because we also have some prizes that you could potentially win. We have, if you donate $5, you'll be in the running for a Carnage Perler magnet, a Spider-Man plush fabrications, or a High Hell Steam keys. So keep those donations coming in, and you could potentially be able to get those prizes.
チームで検索しても来てこない。あるじゃん。
One of our sponsors for this event is Devolver Digital, as you saw that epic ad earlier. Devolver Digital are purveyors of fine digital entertainment from independent artists worldwide. Visit devolverdonquick.com for the limited time Devolver Done Quick bundle on Steam that includes Enter the Gungeon, Titan Souls, High Hell, Shadow Warrior Classic Redux, and Minute. Once again, you can get that at devolverdonquick.com. Thank you so much, Devolver, for sponsoring this event. Yep. All right, and I'm getting word that our runner roncli is ready for the speedrun of Sublevel 0 Redux. Can we get a cheer from the audience?
Thank you. All right, this is Sublevel 0, and I'm roncli going to be running this. Gentleman on the couch behind me.
I'm Kenny, C-N-E-Y.
And I'm Squega.
And these guys will help me out with commentary throughout the run. And this is Sublevel 0, very much like the game Descent. And we'll be getting to it, and we'll get countdown going here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. No one remembers what happened or why because we skipped the cutscenes.
But there is a story, I assure you.
Yes. So this is, like I said, very much like Descent. We're going to be fighting robots along the way. There's going to be colored keys that open up colored doors, very much like the original game. And of course, we're going to have reactors as well. And I can see my health bar at the top. Currently sitting at 89 of 100. There's a little trick in the game. You cannot go below 1 HP if you take a killing blow. Unless you have 1 HP, so it kind of gives you a little bit of leeway there, which is helpful. The number to the left is the repair number of repair kits I have. You start with 1. I picked up 1 just now. And early on, we're going to be doing just a little bit of farming because we need to get a little more powerful weapons so that we can finish the game. I like the number of repair kits I'm getting.
Very nice. Yeah, and just so you know, so Sublevel 0 is a Descent-like game, as roncli mentioned, but it also combines aspects of roguelike. So in this case, you have randomized maps, randomized enemies, and all the rooms themselves are prefabricated, but they are configured in randomized ways on every level.
似てる感じで面白そうな感じしますけど、画面酔いとかきつい人にはきつそうな感じは。現代、確実に未来。
So, yeah, cool.
I think a lot of 60OF fans can relate to that.
Yep. And already on the reactor early on, we had a nice fast Sublevel 0, which is good.
Very nice.
There's 6 levels in the game. They are numbered starting at 0, so...
Shout outs to programmers everywhere.
Yep.
Almost everywhere.
Almost.
Ooh, that guy could have...
Oh, yeah. Always going to watch out for these missile launchers. They can take out a fair chunk of health with each missile.
They can reckon a run early on. It's not good.
Yep. I'm going to take Gambler as my nano cart so I get more nanites so I can craft things a little earlier. Squega, you can tell them about the nanites.
Yeah, so the nanocarts that you just saw, it's very reminiscent of a la, mutations in Nuclear Throne or power up and say damn well at the end of a level. When you get to a certain level, you do get a choice of upgrades. And in the DLC, you get a choice of a good upgrade, which is only has a positive, and then a couple of potentially 2 upgrades that have a downside and plus side. So roncli picked a really good one there to run with this, and we'll see what else we get as
roncli. So we're now on Sublevel 1, and we're going to start to see the environment change as well. In fact, right now, we're going from the industrial zone over to the lava caves, which obviously will have lava at some point. The lava acts exactly like the lava. When you shoot it, it makes an explosion that does AoE. When you run into it, it does damage by running into it. We'll have some other
360度回ったりしてるんで、
We also just found Mr.
酔う
Serious, I
人は
believe.
多分めちゃくちゃ酔う
Oh yeah, the drillers.
感じはあります。
Those
今の
guys,
が武器落ち
they're
た
pretty serious. They
けど、
charge
多
at
分
you
いら
at
な
top
いから
speed,
人は。
and if you don't take care of them pretty quickly, they can ruin your day.
They also make a really freaky sound effect.
Oh yeah, they're terrifying.
It's also kind of giving that you don't really want a whole lot of creatures, passive a whole lot of creatures because they can't follow you and wreck your guard in the wrong spots, especially in the more
そ
claustrophobic
の
parts
左
of
右
the,
に
of the
表示
maps.
されてるのが今持っ
I
て
think
る
this
武
would be
器
a
っ
good
ぽい
time
です
for a
ね。
donation before we get to the next reactor.
All right, sounds good. We have $25 from
普通に撃
Blind
ってる
Umpire
銃と、
that
あ
says,
とフォーミング
boom,
ミサイル。
kittens.
スマ
Best
ー
of
ト
luck on the run, and to all the remaining runners, money goes to roncli's choice.
Awesome, thanks, Blind. All right, we're on the reactor already.
Cool.
And I'm out of ammo. That's fun. So,
Ooh.
so
Oh,
we're
dear.
going to get to use this laser, which we don't get to use very often. Doesn't do a lot of damage.
And it overheats, which is that little sound you might be hearing.
And I'm going to do a little trick on this
打ち
next
すぎると
reactor
オ
here
ーバー
with
ヒー
these
トする。
lasers, while my
オ
other
ーバーヒートゲージ
ammunition
が
is
ついてますね。
regenerating. It's a little glitch in the game that was found a couple months ago where you can continually fire
あ
your
これは
laser
ボスかな。
as it overheats, and then switch to another weapon and fire it as well, completely unintended. And this laser, these lasers are pretty serious, but with the double damage, essentially, it takes it out pretty quick. And that's sub-level 1. Not getting a whole lot of drops, though, so a little concerned about that. Fortunately, not having drops isn't too big of a deal. Ooh, what do I want?
これで
here?
各回をクリアすると、その、
You can actually finish the game
なんか
with
能
what
力
you
値
start with.
上昇があって、それを選
and not
択
really
して
have
る
too
っ
much of a
ぽいですか
problem.
ね。
It just takes longer.
Yeah, so we picked the Seeker class, which starts with a smart gun, which is already kind of one tier above the most basic weapons in the game, and it will home in on enemies
このジェッ
automatically.
トの
Oh,
ダッ
that's
シ
a
ュ
very
で
nice.
convenient find.
Indeed.
オーバーヒートゲージみたいな
Very
のが
fast blinking.
あるっぽい
So
です
as
ね。
we progress through sub-levels, they will get increasingly complex in terms of the amount of keys that you will need to complete the level.
Indeed. All right. So we're about to hit the crystal caves. They're very similar to mine caves. In fact, some of the rooms are even identical in terms of structure. But the difference is instead of lava, you're going to get these crystals, and the crystals kind of behave like the lava, except you can actually run up and touch them. But if they get shot, they'll make explosions. Oh, these are bombs. Bombs are
な
pretty
んかあれ
important.
武器ではない。
Yeah, they
装備品
will
的な。
explode in proximity of you, and they do a
どっちかというと
lot
ア
of
クセサ
damage
リー
even
に
on
近い感じです
normal
か、
level.
あのゲーム。
There's the yellow key already. Wow.
Fortunate.
Wow.
Oh yeah, wow. Fortunately, with the bombs, as long as you have enough room to maneuver by them, you can pass them
So-
before they explode. At least
画
on
面
normal
酔
difficulty.
いをしやすい人は、ながらみぐらいがちょっといいかもしれないですね。
I would not suggest that.
Yeah, ramming is a thing in this game, but it is so niche that there's only a few situations you ever want to actually try it.
I fell in love with it though, regardless.
Yeah.
アーツアーズ。なんか、
And, well,
椅子に乗っ
Oh,
て
that's
座って
a
映像
bad,
見るやつ
yeah,
です。
that was a
That's a
bad
bad one.
place for a bomb.
yep,
Good reaction.
that happens. You know, you noticed I immediately took the repair kits. Repair kits do 25 health back over a period of 10 seconds. So it's
いろんな
really good
例えが
for, you know, just in case you
次
take
々に出る。
another hit, you're not going to die right away.
And one of the things that roncli is going to be doing is hoarding med kit or repair kits toward the end. He'll be using them very extensively in the final boss.
Very fast sub-level 1. We're already on the reactor. We got a couple bombs in a bad spot, though, but we were good. We only took, what, 20 damage? That's not bad. So this reactor will fire these
あれが多
fire
分
these
ボ
missiles
スっ
at you. I'm
ぽい
gonna
ですね。
hold on. Let me take care of some things
この
here before
回線。
we get going here. Want to trigger the exploit, and then we'll get going. So these crystals are also all over this reactor as well, which that's just a bad time. But we're going to make short work of the reactor. It's already down.
Yeah, and so whereas the levels are cobbled together randomly, the reactor rooms themselves, at least in terms of layout, are pretty much the same.
Indeed. Yeah, as soon as you enter the last door, it's
右の
going
武
to be
器
the
が
same
変
layout
わっ
every time.
た。
But otherwise, it's going to be mostly random. The way it works is that the rooms are all prefabricated, but every game they're joined together either directly via doors
そう
or
多分右の武
using
器が変わ
tunnels.
ったっぽいですね。持
That
ち替え
part
た
is what is random about it. So you don't ever play the same game twice, but when you start recognizing that you're in a certain room. Like there's one particular room that we haven't seen yet, but it will hide things like chests or keys unless you know where to look for them.
Right. We saw one yesterday during practice. There was a yellow key behind a cracked wall. They had to go around a little corner.
So yeah, we're on a sub-level 3 now. It's the 4th level of the game, of course. And I think we got a little bit of time for donations here before we get a couple keys.
All right, sounds good, roncli. We have $25 from Brock's Beeble that says, roncli, looks like this run is classic 6 gaming style. Messy, but effective. Just wing it and go.
All right. Thank you, Brock. Okay, so we just picked the Firebolt. I have a flamethrower, so I'm going to go ahead and create a plasma caster here. This is a fairly powerful weapon. This means goodbye to the laser glitch, unfortunately.
And what you just saw was another aspect of Sublevel 0, which is the crafting system, to be able to actually, you find pickups and power-ups and weapons on the floor, and you can take that, combine it with other resources to make better weapons, other weapons, and we're looking for a few particular weapons for endgame in this instance.
And the nice thing about this particular ship, it can create 3 different max tier weapons depending on what you get. And right now it kind of looks like that the Arc Pulse is what we're going to be trying to go for here. But that depends all on whether or not we get the items that we need along the way. That is one of them.
Nice.
Okay. And let's see what this is here. This is oh, goodness. We are done. Let me go ahead and really quick, we're going to make our first hull of the game. Do I have enough? I should. So we make the... where is it? I have to pick it up. And then spread pulse.
Important part.
And we are 94 nanites short. That's really, really quick.
Okay. Yeah, because crafting requires a combination of sort of the ingredients plus enough nanites to actually do the job.
Indeed.
And the nanites are dropped by basically everything we kill.
Yep.
Hey, it's Mr. Serious again. I guess we call that Mr. Serious time?
Yeah.
割と
All right.
いろいろ
So get a few more donations in.
いろいろできそうです。
All right, well, we have a special one. We have $100 from Sigtrap that says,
right.
Ron, thank you so much for all your support and being such a dedicated speedrunner of our game. Here's to you, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, those guys, Gary, Luke, and I believe it's pronounced Phi. Don't hate me if I pronounce that wrong. Those guys have been awesome in supporting this game. They've just been fantastic.
I would also like to give Gary a shout out because he was super responsive when I first played this last week and encountered some things.
Right. Hey, you can do a couple more if you got them.
All right, we do have plenty of donations here. We have $10 from Pentharian that says, go, go, Ron. This is probably Show's favorite part of the speedrun.
Oh.
Shout out to 6 Gaming.
All right. Okay. So at this point, we're just looking for the yellow door to find the next reactor. So hopefully we can find that pretty soon. Yeah, the Arc Pulse is the most powerful item in the game. You can see why. It just literally tears enemies apart.
It does a fantastic amount of AoE as well. It's very, very nice for that.
Yep. The worst part about it, though, is that there's a minor bug with it where if you fire it, there's a bug with the accuracy because it thinks it takes like literally hundreds of shots when you take one shot. So rip your accuracy.
Also rip your eyes right there. Those are our favorite enemies.
Show, Squegga, rather, are you all right back there?
でもやってることは
You know what? I didn't bring my
ボ
sunglasses.
ス部屋に向かうためのカードキーを集めてボス倒して
This is
次
a
の部
run
屋
under
へ
reactor if you're not careful, and right now
割と
it's
シン
very
プル
bad, so I'm getting out of here. So let me see what's going on.
感じです。
Oh, I got it.
As you can see in this fight, there's a lot of lava. Yeah, very nice. A lot of lava, so you have to be very careful not to shoot the lava pillars and cause an explosion.
Whew, that was a serious room.
Yeah, really close quarters.
Very close.
And the nice thing there is I got plasma regeneration off my nano cart. That's going to be so helpful in it. All right, so we're on sub-level 4, and we're going to get our first taste of the military zone. This is a they're marked by very spacious rooms and lots of difficult and numerous enemies, especially towards the end of the level. So at this point, we're going to see 3 different colored keys. Well, maybe. That starts with the blue key, the yellow key, and the red key. Now, what we're looking for, and hopefully we don't find early, is a yellow door. Because the way that the generation works is that you're going to get your blue key, and then behind the blue door is going to be the yellow key, and then there's going to be another blue door, and that's followed by the red door. The yellow door can show up literally anywhere. So if you don't get, if you get that early yellow door, what usually ends up happening is a lot of backtracking, and Covert Muffin gets to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of these enemies, there's melee enemies that I killed a couple of them there. They will come at you with these little lightning tendrils, but they're pretty tanky, but with the arc pulse, they die in a couple hits.
Also, I just want to shout out the soundtrack really quick because it's really nice and like there's some really chill stuff, there's some really cool stuff in it.
It really fits the mood. It really does.
And yeah, Will Bedford worked on the soundtrack, and one of the nice things about the soundtrack is that it chooses a song to play for each level, and then that's, like the rest of the game is random, but the song is different based on what zone you're in, how many enemies you're fighting, and a couple of other things. I'm looking for the yellow door here because I have not seen it yet, but I have the yellow key. I'm going to take a gamble that the yellow key is also behind the second blue door. And this is a room it could be in, so we'll have to check it out.
And there's a mechanic of the game that we have not seen yet, which is the use of the mini-map. It's very effective, actually. You're on that screen a lot.
Yep. You saw me just do a ramming strat there because those shields are very annoying.
Thank you. Uh-oh, yep.
Yeah, we're going to do some backtracking here, so we can get quite a few donations in, I'm sure.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we have $50 from Solitha saying, a quiet home and Doctors Without Borders? What's not to like? Feel free to stay longer, dear.
Thank you, my love.
Time for another one?
Yeah.
All right, well, we have $100 from Ape Agitator that says, thanks for the sub-level 0 run. This is a decent descendant of Descent, and I will hear no dissent.
We're giving Covert Muffin the real challenges here, I see.
Yes. Yeah, we got plenty of time here. We're still searching for the yellow door.
Okay, sounds good. We have $25 from Attention Grabber that says, hi Squiga, hi roncli, hi donation reader. Hope you don't choke and fail horribly.
Attention Grabber, his favorite catchphrase, hashtag follow me on Twitch.
Yes. Surprised he didn't put that in his donation.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so still looking. Yeah, keep going.
All right, sure. We have $100 from Mr. Bond119 that says, go roncli. Don't forget the bzz, bzz. And a daka from me.
And the screams when something terrifying
I can't
happens.
I can't do the Mr. Bond scream.
Yeah, me neither.
I have to say I failed to shout out Mr. Bond when we encountered the first lasers.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this real quick. This is a challenge room, and because I'm at a dead end, I want to get right back to where I was really quick. So since we've gone a long way, we're going to do this challenge room, which involves killing all the enemies in the room. This is the mini-boss over there. He's pretty dangerous, so I'm going to keep my distance, but the Arc Pulse, of course, will wreck him pretty fast. But the important thing about this is that it gives us a portal that will allow us to go back to where we were. So this level is a bit of an enigma right now. I want to see what exactly is going on here. So I'm going to be checking the map out for a second, see where we need to go next. Because that's not where we started. Where we started? I kind of lost the...
これが複雑すぎて、 何がどうなってるのかわからない。
Oh, I see where it is. So we got to go back over to the left. Yep, as you can see, sometimes when the yellow door spawns at the end of a very long tunnel, it's very easy to have to basically full clear a map. And this has been a very unfortunate level for that. So we still got time for a little more here before we get on to the next reactor.
All right, sounds good. Well, we have $100 from Sirius that says, hey roncli, Sirius here. A bunch of your friends from Descent and Overload also cheering you on. Or maybe they're judging you. Hard to tell sometimes. Good luck, and more importantly, good layouts.
Oh, he can't be serious.
Oh, God.
He's so tired of that joke at this point, he kind of just like shrugs whatever.
I'm now judging you, Ron.
Thank you.
Seriously, Ron?
I'm judging you now too, Kenny.
We got a lot of judgment going on in this round. I love it. All right, so we're going to be heading over to the red door now that we know where the yellow key was, or the red key was. That was a really awful series there.
As you can tell, map layouts really can make or break a world record run. So in this case, it definitely cost us a lot of time.
Yep, and one interesting fact, at the beginning of the level, I said we're most likely going to get 3 keys indoors. There are potential generations of the map where you can just simply not get the yellow key. You go through the blue door, and behind the blue door is a red key, and you just completely skip any type of yellow door. And it's basically a linear layout that basically allows you to finish it really fast. I had a run the other night where I gold split in the last level, and it was a minute and a half for all sub-level 5. I think we've been on this one for like 5 or 6 minutes now, maybe longer. This has been a pretty bad level. We're on the second to last reactor here, and there's a lot going on in this room. There's turrets, there's laser turrets sitting in the middle of the room. In a second, we're going to have these swarms coming down upon us, but we have so much damage that this is going to end relatively quickly. Much safer.
自分がどこ向いてるのか分からなくなりそうっていう感じは。
That's it. So we're on the last level.
Yeah, staying low in that reactor room kind of allowed him to more easily avoid some of the lasers.
I'm going to take more regen. That sounds gung ho. That is the
very good.
Best nano card in the game. I haven't gotten this in practice all week.
Yeah,
very nice.
So what this does, it allows me to essentially ignore anything that explodes. They will do no damage. So those bombs that I was really having trouble with back in sub-level 3, I don't even have to worry about them anymore. I can just literally ignore them. If they hit me, they hit me. They don't do any damage.
Makes that ramming strap
いい感じにアイテムを必要なキーアイテムを見つけて、
So at this point, I'm just gonna,
でいい感じにその
try to go here. So,
次のエリアにたどり着ければ
I think we covered all
一
the
気に
bases
進め
here,
そう
so
ですけ
we
ど、
can go ahead and get
なかなか見つからないで泥
Alright,
に
great.
抜かした
Well,
時は
we have another $10
すごい
from
タイムが
Pantharian that says
崩れるから、
it's pronounced
イ
melee
ベントと
wand.
かだとちょっと難しそうなところなんですよ。
Even my wife argues with them because it's like it technically can be pronounced either way. Oh, here we go. Very quick. One thing I did not cover was how you can tell you're going to the next zone. See, I'm in the lava caves now. Because this is a blue tunnel, I know on the other side is going to be the crystal caves. And now I'm looking for another orange tunnel. That means that's going to be the military zone. You can use that throughout the run to, if you see like you have an option between a door and a colored tunnel that's not the color of the zone you're in, you take the tunnel.
Time for a donation, Ron?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we have $10 from Hidden Horcrux that says, enjoying SGDQ so far. I'll donate another $25 if Runner does an impression of Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, If I actually knew the lyrics to It's Not Easy Being Green, I'd try that. But I'm just going to go, I am Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
It's not easy being green. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's like literally all I know. This guy's kind of bad. I'm going to take him out pretty quick. There is a second one in here. So I'm taking this because I haven't found the blue door yet, and I kind of want to get back on track.
It's probably a good time to actually talk about the final boss here since we're coming up on that. So as you notice on every single reactor, every reactor kind of builds upon the previous one, and the final boss is kind of a culmination of all the other reactors. And it has 3 distinct phases, if you could take that, Kenny.
Yeah, sure. So you could kind of say that each reactor tries to learn from the previous one's mistakes. So the last one particularly was like, okay, you like shooting me, obviously, so I'm going to put up these panels around me so that it's harder for you to do that. So in the first phase, you're first going to encounter these, you'll have to break through one of the panels, and as soon as you shoot the reactor, it actually shields itself, and you'll actually have to destroy a couple of cores to destroy the shields. At that point, once you do enough damage to the reactor, it will launch into its second phase, at which point it starts sticking a ton of enemies on you. As you continue damaging it, it'll go into its third phase, in which case you have not only the enemies, but also the reactor shooting a ton of red bullets at you, like we saw in the Crystal Caves reactor a couple of zones ago.
Yep. Gonna do a quick map check here to make sure I haven't accidentally discovered the yellow.
That's why we explain the final boss now is that when we come across it, roncli is so skilled, he'll just wipe it out really fast. Yeah, so we won't have a chance to actually explain the mechanics.
It doesn't actually live long. All right, can you get a few more donations in here? Sure.
All right, well, we have $150 from Amboss that says, "Hey SGDQ, thanks for the awesome events each year. Here are $150 that say Pepsi Man."
Okay, this is fortunate because I actually kind of know where the yellow door is going to be. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty. A lot of melee guys. Can't really charge through that. But I'm like, my inventory is full right now, so I have 10 repair kits. That's going to be the maximum.
Which is very good.
Let's see. It's going to be this way and off.
I think in your last world record, you had like 1 repair kit or something going into the end?
Yeah, I had 1 repair kit going into the final boss because I just wasn't finding them.
And that's super
it's risky,
tense.
but hey, it worked out.
Yeah, and that's very, very important because one thing Ron will be doing is spamming repair kits in the final boss so he does not have to care about dodging, pretty much. He'll tank a whole lot of damage in order to fire all of his weapons and kill off the final boss quickly.
Yep. And, of course, the red key is going to be in the second largest room in the game. There it is. And if I remember the way I came from, that should be it. Probably time for one final donation.
All right, well, we have $25 from AHT that says, "Good luck, roncli, the Overload team." Mostly AHT.
Yeah, Overload is another 6-degree game that just came out. Very fantastic. Highly recommend both these games.
Yeah.
今の一瞬だけで
So we're coming up on the
マ
final
ッ
boss
プが
here. Just
把握できてるっていうのが
doors
すごい
maybe
な。
one more donation.
All right, well, we have $100 from Micro that says, "Come on and slam, and welcome to the gym, Pepsi Man."
Alrighty, here we go. There's the red door. All right, let's do this. Final reactor. Time is coming up.
So time will actually happen when he enters
こ
the
れがラ
last
スボスっ
portal.
ぽいですかね。
So here's the cores I was talking about.
I'm kind of trying to get near the enemies to take them out as collateral
今ま
damage.
でになかったギミックの左右の
And
壊す。
we are out of our first weapon, but fortunately we have regen, so we just got to.
And you heard him start spamming the repair kits
で
as soon as he
外
set all
の
these enemies
核を
on.
剥がしてから
Yep.
じゃないと中を
Actually
攻
happens,
撃
so
で
thanks
きな
for
い。
reminding me. This is the final phase where it just loses everything. It could take a bit because I am out of ammo.
Oh.
We'll get more ammo as it goes on, though. There's I have regen for
You're right.
plasma, so
Yeah.
it's going to be
That's why that was good.
helpful. And that's it. Time coming up.
これが終わっ
And
て、
time.
で、この光に突入して終わり。
25-25.
Very
That's,
nice.
that's about an average
Zoro
time.
miss.
Anywhere between 20 and
25
30 is
25秒。
average. Anything faster is superb. So,
And that's good considering, you know, how sublevel 4
なん
control
か
is.
でも
yep. Awesome.
軽々やってるように見えますけど、
quick, shout out
自
to
分でやったら
the
普通に
everyone
敵の
from
弾と
the,
か被弾してなんか普通に死にそうな。
DCL, Descent Champions Ladder, the Overload Discord, Rival Productions, all you guys have been
Good
awesome
game.
supporting me. The Necrodancer guys
なんか
for
浮遊しているアイテムなの
Thank
か
you guys for being
敵
here.
からのなんか
And
攻
of
撃なのか
course,
が
Kenny and Squega for
いまいちよく
being
わから
on
ない
cast.
そう
Glad to be on. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Wow, what an excellent performance from roncli. Thank you so much.
ということで、
That being said, we're going to take a
Sublevel
quick little
が
ad
終わ
break,
り
so I'll
ま
see
し
you
て、
guys in just over a
次の
minute.
ゲームですね。シーフか。聞いたことあるな。
All right, and we're back. Thank you so much, Twitch. That being said, we're here raising money for Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders is a medical humanitarian organization working in more than 60 countries around the world. MSF is a private international association. MSF provides assistance to populations in distress, to victims of natural or man-made disasters, and to victims of armed conflict. They do so irrespective of race, religion, creed, or political convictions. You can find out more at doctorswithoutborders.org. We have a $25 donation from Amon that says, always a pleasure watching SGDQ. I gotta donate now that Covert Muffin is hosting. Money goes to Pepsi Man. Thank you so much, Amon. And that being said, we are currently sitting at $11,229.77 of that $45,000 that we have to raise to get the most epic game in. No, it's not Super Metroid. That's right, it's Pepsi Man. Keep those donations coming in, guys. We can get there.
ドネートの額が40万でしたけど、1日経ったら、まあおよそ20万弱増えてますね。
We have $25 from Lunar Dev that says, kill the animals. Wait, what year is it? Thanks so much for the hundreds of hours of entertainment. No donation amount is enough to reward the GDQ team's efforts, but hopefully my $25 helps inspire others to just give what they can afford. Thank you so much, Lunar Dev. That is absolutely so true. Every single little bit of money that comes in ends up going to Doctors Without Borders. So any amount is always helpful. Thank you so much. We have another $25 from Gabster that says, wow, that was awesome, my man. Here's $25 for Pepsi Man, I guess. Thank you so much, Gabster. Oh, and we have another donation from Hidden Horcrux, $25, saying, as promised, the $25. It's not easy being green. Thank you, roncli. As always, kill the animals. $25 from James B202 says, I saw roncli was the runner and thought, this can't be the roncli who ran tracks in space, but it is. That site was a huge part of my teen years, and the tracking scene was so fun there. It's cool to see you running games, donating just to say, you're awesome.